Kol Yisrael, I want to tell you a wonderful story from the book Holy Brother about our Rebbe, Rav Shlomo Carlebach. So, at the funeral, a few homeless beggars showed up, and they wanted to share what Rav Shlomo Carlebach was to them. One of them recounted. Shlomo met him on the streets, and he took him in. He became on Shlomo's payroll, so to speak. And that meant sometimes he would just knock on the door. Rav Shlomo would give him tons of food, and then he would close his eyes, dig into his pockets, and wherever it came out, he would give to this guy. Sometimes it was $1 bills, and sometimes it was hundreds. Another guy told his story. He too was on Shlomo's payroll, but it wasn't just about the money for him. Shlomo asked how he was doing. He would only give him money if he knew he was doing better, getting off the booze, getting off the drugs. He really cared for him. Another guy said, for me, it wasn't just the money. It was the music. He would come to me, and he would come to all of us late at night after his concert, and he would play music and tell us stories, and he just made me feel like a man again. It was just so special when we had him around. Finally, one homeless man came up and said, listen, I'm not Jewish, but he was my rabbi. He cared about us. He cared about me. And there's no one who could take his place. So why am I telling you this? Is this a eulogy of Rav Shlomo? No. Because this is a time of the year we need to focus on Avat Chinam. And it's my model of someone who went beyond the rules of nature when it came to love, is Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach. Let me tell you one last story. I think about it all the time here at the Kotel, when the beggars asked for charity here. So once, Shlomo was going down the steps of the Kotel, and all he had on him was a $100 bill. So what would most of us do? We'd say, sorry, we don't have change. But that wasn't Rav Shlomo. He gave away everything. And he gave the guy $100, and he said, listen, there's another beggar over there. You guys put it between you. And Shlomo was on his way. You have to remember, Shlomo wasn't a rich man. He just took whatever money he made from the concerts and gave it all away. Anyways, this beggar, he felt kind of stingy at the time, and he didn't share the money with his fellow friend. And when Rav Shlomo Carlebach passed away, it suddenly hit him. How could I have done that? How could I have stolen from not only my friend, but Rav Shlomo Carlebach? He wanted me to give that money to my friend. And he looked for the beggar by the Kotel steps, but he wasn't there. He was no longer by the steps. So he looked up to the heavens and he says, what do I do? Oh my God, maybe he's gone. How am I ever going to find him? And he decided he had to go to the grave of Rav Shlomo. And he went to Har Menuchos and he begged Hashem in the merit of Shlomo that he should find this beggar. And as he walked out of the Har Menuchos cemetery, he found his buddy standing there begging right by Har Menuchos, as sometimes people do. And he gave him a big hug and says, thank God I found you. I want to give you the money. I'm so sorry. And they decided, it was nothing. Let's take the money. And they bought candles. And they would put it every day by Rav Shlomo's gravesite. And they decided that they would split it between them. One day one would go to the Kotel, and the next day the other one would. And the other one would go to the Har Menuchos cemetery near Rav Shlomo. I love that story because somehow Rav Shlomo's neshama was so big that he could give for these beggars, not only in his life, but even in his passing. May we be zoicha, may we merit to open up our hearts, whether it's with a shekel or whether with just with a kind word to someone who's a little down. Open up our hearts a little bit bigger, with a little bit more avat chinam. We're going to build one more brick to that beautiful new world that we're all praying and yearning for. Have a great day.